creating space in your relationships and why it's so important, but I want to offer a different perspective. Oftentimes when we talk about space, we talk about it in the context of emotional space, but what if we create physical space for the blessing to arrive? Now hear me out. A few years ago, I was talking to a client and she wanted to get married, and I asked her whether she'd created space in her home. You know, I offer interior design consultations on the side, and I was looking at her space and there was a lot of stuff there. So I said to her, you know, there's a lot of stuff, have you got like a space? And she was like, no, I don't have space, but when I meet the person, I will give them space. And I was like, no, you've got to do it beforehand, because you've got to allow space so that that person is able to fit into your life. If you were to find somebody and get married really quickly and they were to live with you or whatever it may be, just imagine that was the context. Create the space. So she did. She said, okay, I'll empty out a drawer. And then just so happened, she called me and she's like, almost like I got a marriage proposal, and it just so happened as soon as I did the emptying out the drawer, this happened. She's like, do you think it's connected? And I said, well, you never know. So I really do believe that creating physical space can have a huge impact in you freeing up unnecessary things you don't necessarily need in your life. The second example is I had a friend, and so he had just gotten married, and I asked him, oh, so where's your wife's stuff gonna go? She was gonna move in with him, and he was like, oh, I'm gonna put stuff in the hallway. And I was like, okay, but you've got all these wardrobes. And he's like, yeah, but I need my stuff. He loved to buy a lot of things. He was telling me at the time that he was getting very frustrated with emotional needs, and they were very basic needs that she had come to him for. And I said, listen, this is all connected. Your lack of showing up for her emotional needs is representative of you not giving her physical space. You need to clear out space in your life and allow her presence to affect you, because it seems like you're just set in your ways, and she's kind of like sort of getting on your nerves, and she's more of a nuisance than a blessing for you. So he took my advice and they lived happily ever after. I'm just joking. They got divorced after like a very short period. That's what happens, guys. Heed your signs. Everything is connected. Everything that we do is connected, and that's one of the reasons I think it's very important to free up in physical space in your life so you can allow for somebody else's belonging, somebody else's emotional needs to be present in your life, and not just make your life just about you. We have to share the space. We are literally sharing space in this world, and that also means we have to share it in our relationships as well. Something to think about.